This is Tom Dickey in Omaha, Nebraska. Currently enrolled in Wayne State College admin program for EDU 658. And this is my discussion on understanding curriculum. First topic I'm going to talk about is first connect the assigned reading that we just had from our text to the most appropriate video. Be sure to discuss the connection to background design in its stages. My discussion on that is the assigned reading is appropriate to the video because you have to have a goal or end in sight. If you know what you want on your plane and you know what you want it to do, you should be able to build it. If you want everyone to understand some basic principles of astronomy or another topic, this must be included in a learning process or it will be missed. And if you want students to understand subjects, there must be relevant reason for a majority of the students to have the basic understanding. And probably the most useful video on this was the one with the airplane, because it allowed the employees to work with customers and build a product that they became reliable to and found it very useful. This next question, connect the remaining videos to as many facets of the key concepts of understanding. There are several. Understanding as meaning, inferences, transferability, as a noun, the expert blind spot, the evidence of understanding, student understanding, and what can be learned from there. Probably the most appropriate video that I found useful for this is the video with Harvard University and their graduation of students not knowing astronomy. You have Ivy League school graduating some of these top-notch business students in a country, but if there's no goal or understanding to be diverse or have an understanding of astronomy in those classes, then those students will not have that as part of their curriculum and they will miss out on that concept. But if that's not part of the goal, it's really not that important. So you can ask any question you want in your classroom to measure what students know, but if there's not a need, a design, and understanding for that, the students will miss it. In conclusion, then, be cognizant of the essential question that is stirring at this point. How can the design of curriculum achieve student understanding? The design of curriculum can help a student with understanding in a diverse, open, and easy to learn form for them to relate. In one of the videos that we watched, the student struggled with a basic math question. From that problem, we do not understand the background of that student, but we did recognize that the student was struggling. And when a student struggles, we need to make adjustments either as a teacher or administrator to try to help all students become successful in the classroom. The teacher should have recognized the need to make those changes and bring in a different concept for that to try to make the lesson more relevant to that student. And instead of just using numbers, one quick way would have been to use money. Everybody uses money, and you talk about basic addition or subtraction for that, then we would have been better off to have for that student. My overall expectation in the classroom and in education is for teachers to recognize this, and it's not going to happen all the time, but they're taking challenges and they're learning through the process. And if I go real quick as time winds down for this discussion, go to a real quick product that is out there, and if I go to Google, and from Google I go to Google Maps. So I'm going to turn my video here to try to show you Google Maps, but it looks like I'm not going to be able to have two screens up at the same time. Um, so to adjust that curriculum and lesson, I'll walk you through it very quickly. If I go use Google Maps and I have my mother-in-law, a 70-year-old person, try to use Google Maps, I'm going to tell her how to get to point A to point B. I'm not going to go any more in depth. I'm not going to talk about traffic, timing, or anything like that. I'm going to tell her how to get the easiest way from point A to point B with the least amount of turns. Now, if my wife is using Google Maps to get directions, I'm going to explain everything to her. She's cognizant of what's taking place. She has that understanding and the ability to build with technology and take that risk and understand some of the color codes, unlike a 70 or 80-year-old person might not be able to. So that's my discussion on curriculum and understanding and design. Thanks for listening to me. Have a good one.